Hey guys, Thrasher here. We got some brand new content in Dragon Ball Legends. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so the first thing we should talk about is that the PvP season has ended, so make sure you go over into the PvP area and get your rewards. The second thing we should talk about is the new PvP season. So let's go to menu and then go to news and open up the Space-Time Duel. All pretty standard stuff. We now get an Extreme Android 18 as our reward when we win rated PvP matches. Here's the character that we get. She's cool. Make sure to do lots of PvP to max her out and get some Z power for her. And then once you max her completely, get Z medals, which are also going to be very important, like I've said in many videos. This is the equipment that can drop when you're actually PvPing as a reward. As I said in a different video, critical does not scale well yet. This actually gives a ton of critical chance. If they add another piece of equipment that then increases your critical damage, then critical can actually start scaling and this can be good. So at this point I would say it's not amazing, but it's possible that they start moving in that direction in the future. So farm a couple of these up. Obviously look for, you know, high drops, the little orange dots at the bottom, and keep that. Other things to note, if you go down here you can see that from the new missions that are going to be out as of right now, you can get another 1,000 Chrono Crystals, another 1.5 million Zenny, all this other stuff here you'll see. You can do all of it in casual match, so you don't have to bring all the different things that are needed for these missions into PvP if you don't have a proper team set up for it. I know one of them is play X amount of times with red units. Maybe you don't have a good PvP team with red. Bring some red units in a casual match, get that done, and then go back to your standard rated matches once you're done with all that stuff. Then they've got the season rewards that they're talking about right here. Very standard. I haven't looked at them one by one to make sure it's the exact same, but it's very, very close to what it was last season. I don't see any actual differences, so I'm going to say that it's pretty much the exact same. And then if we go down to ranking rewards, same as always, these aren't really worth going after. People cheat, so in order for you to get an amount of Chrono Crystals that even matters to you, you would have to cheat, or you at the very least would have to put in 70 to 80 hours minimum just to get like 100 Chrono Crystals. It's just not worth it, so don't even worry about this part. Let's go ahead and back out and look at the other two major things that are going on. We have the Scout Battle for Android 18. So here's the cool thing about this. This is our first Scout Battle that has 4 different missions inside of it, and they're all extreme. So extreme 1, 2, 3, and 4. They have differing levels of characters that you fight. One of the main things that you want to do is immediately get this Android 18. If you do not have sparking yellow Android 18, get this Android 18 immediately and start leveling her. You're going to need her level 1500 because each of the 4 missions in the Scout Battle will give you 40 Chrono Crystals if you complete it with only this Android, or only any Android 18. So you have to use her if you don't have the sparking yellow one. So once you have her to 1500, you can collect that full 160. So now if we scroll down a little more, we can see, last thing to mention, each of these Scout Battles, they're extreme, and I don't know if that's how they justify this, but because they're extreme, it costs 2 energy rather than 1 to do each one of these, so just keep that in mind. Let's back out and look at the last major thing. We have a new part to the story. So part 2 right here, they added the second book of part 2. I believe there's 12. We can actually go look. Let's go check that out real quick. Let's go to story and go to part 2. Boom. Yeah, so there's 12 chapters in the new one. Chapter 10 and chapter 5 are just dialogue. There's no actual fight there, so there's 10 fighting chapters in the new story that was released. Last thing to talk about is, as you see right now, there is only one actual real summoning banner that's out in the game right now. A lot of people thought we were going to get a new banner because we only have one running and we had the maintenance last night. Generally, the cadence has been we get a new banner every 2 weeks, and it alternates. So we get our Ultra Space Time banner, and then the next banner will be some other unrelated banner that's not an Ultra Space Time. So that's the cadence. I would assume our next new banner will be next Wednesday. So if you're looking for a new banner, watch out for that on August 15th. That's not guaranteed. The developers may change what they're doing. Something may come up. They may have to push it back, push it forward. You don't know. But that's when I would assume I'm going to see the next banner is the 15th. One last thing to mention, if we go back into story and go to part 2, these new missions do drop Super Soul 3s if you still need Super Soul 3s to get your units past level 1000, and the drop rate is better than book 1 so far from what I've seen. It's considerably better. So if you don't have the rare medals to buy them from the exchange shop, I suggest farming them from book 2 rather than book 1. And that's pretty much all there is to this update. Pretty short, pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.